Child's Play 2 came out in 1990 and is a sequel to the 1988 horror cult classic film. And in this film, the story revolves around, once again, young Andy Barkley, who now ends up in a foster care after he's been taken away from his mother for a while. And soon Andy gets adopted by his new foster parents, while Chucky is still out to get Andy. Child's Play 2 is without a doubt the best sequel in the franchise. This is a really good movie. This is a freaking really good movie. I have a lot of respect for Child's Play 2. First off, it's the first Child's Play movie I've ever seen. Yes, I saw Child's Play 2 first before seeing the original. I still love the original. It's the best in the series, but Child's Play 2 is definitely the best sequel in the series, without a doubt. This film is very entertaining, like the first movie. This film has a solid enough story. This film has pretty good humor, especially from Chucky. And the kills are pretty decent in this film as well. And the animatronics, they have definitely improved. They look more outstanding than they have been in the first film. There are a lot of things to like about Child's Play 2. It sort of follows the same formula of the first movie, but they take it in a different way. Andy's no longer with his mom. He's no longer living with his mom. He lives with a foster family now. And the fact that he has no one to believe him about Chucky that's after him makes you root for Andy the entire runtime of the film. While you're just watching the film and thinking to yourself, won't you just believe the kid already? Like, seriously, just believe him. Child's Play 2 was able to capture that essence perfectly, in my opinion. Brad Dourif, once again, is phenomenal as Chucky. He really becomes a part of his own character in this film. And you can tell that Brad Dourif is absolutely having a blast voicing this iconic horror villain. Is this film as good as the first Child's Play? No, it's not, but it's still a very great movie, and it's fun, and it's a little different, and I respect it for that. This film does have its problems, but I'll get into that soon. But the things that I love about this movie is that it maintains such a great feeling of entertainment and suspense through many elements of the film. The opening of Child's Play 2 is very effective in my opinion. It's a very effective opening, especially for a Child's Play movie where you see Chucky is being rebuilt in the good guy factory and you get this almost sort of innocent-like score in the background playing while he's being rebuilt. It's kind of creepy, honestly. And Chucky himself has a lot of iconic quotes in this film. Like, for example, when he first enters Andy's new home and he runs into another good guy doll named Tommy, and he's like, "Shut up, you idiot." And the Tommy's like, "I like to be hugged, I like to be hugged, I like to be hugged." And Chucky's all like, "Hug this!" And he starts hitting Tommy. And other quotes like, "How's it hanging, Phil?" Chucky just never gets old in this movie. He makes up for this entire movie. Even though this movie is entertaining, I felt like there were some times where this film felt repetitive in some sorts, and I wouldn't necessarily say it's the movie's fault, considering that it has to focus on its story, but after everyone dies in Child's Play 2, it comes to a certain point where no one still believes Andy about the doll and what he can do. And I found that a little annoying and repetitive, and I was like, will you just believe the kid already? You don't even have to believe him right away. At least listen to what the kid has to say. And I guess that's one of my flaws I had with Child's Play 2. And another flaw that I guess I have with this movie is one certain scene. Sorry, I'm going to spoil a certain scene if you guys haven't seen Child's Play 2. If you haven't seen Child's Play 2, leave this review, watch the movie, and then come back to this review. Okay? But I'm going to spoil a certain scene, because this is just a flaw that I sort of have to mention. But another flaw that I have with this movie is there's a certain scene in this movie where Kyle, Andy's foster sister, comes into, like, a building with Andy and the Chucky doll right beside her. And then a woman walks downstairs with Andy and notices that the fire alarm has been set off and thinks Kyle did it. And Kyle says that Chucky did it. And then, obviously, she doesn't believe Kyle, which leads to Chucky killing that woman. And I liked that scene. I just felt it was a little rushed. I wanted to see a little more out of the scene, like a little more talking. before Chucky actually sliced and diced, because it was pretty cool. It was expected somewhat too, but I honestly felt that scene was a little rushed, and I honestly felt like they should have done time to, shoot that scene. Because after she died, it was literally just Chucky and Andy running off to the factory, and Kyle trying to stop Chucky and save Andy. I'll tell you this, the score, I'll give this movie this. The score for Child's Play 2 is fantastic. It's incredible. Like I said, the score delivers such an innocent presence to the film, and that's what the film is supposed to make us think. That playtime is just innocent. Nothing can go wrong with just a kid and a doll. Once again, Alex Vincent is pretty good in this film. I wouldn't say he's as good as he was in the original Child's Play. In the original Child's Play, he did a fantastic job. In this one, he does a really good job too. I just felt like there were some times where Andy felt a little out and about, I guess, in some sort of weird way. I guess Andy was sort of experiencing fear because, Chucky is still coming after him, it's not necessarily Alex Vincent's fault, because he really did a great job in this film. I guess another flaw that I really have to state of Child's Play 2 is that we don't necessarily care about almost anyone in this film except Andy Barclay, and it's mostly because we love Andy Barclay as a character, and he was so good in the first movie. And he's like the only character we're actually rooting for in Child's Play 2. The other characters just shun down Andy. They don't believe him. Which doesn't necessarily make every other person in this movie bad. But some of them could be despicable. Could be despicable in this film. Like the foster father in this film. Sometimes he really does act a little unfair towards Andy. Even Miss Kettlewell. Which, by the way, before I end this review, I need to talk about that scene. The scene where, you guys know if you guys seen the movie. The scene where, Chucky kills Miss Kettlewell with a yardstick. Hilarious. That was so great. It's so great, honestly. And by the way, why would you just sit there if you see a doll walking towards you with a yardstick? She literally just laid down there. I mean, I could understand if she was in fear and she couldn't really move, but that's a doll. Seriously. But anyway, other than that, Child's Play is a very good movie from start to finish. This is easily the best Child's Play sequel in the franchise, and the best Chucky sequel. And honestly, I can't really call you a die-hard Chucky fan if you haven't seen the first or second Child's Play. And you can't really call yourself that either. But other than that, Child's Play 2 is a very good movie. I absolutely, really do like this movie a lot. I wouldn't really say, some people would probably consider this a classic. This is definitely by no means a masterpiece, but it's not a classic like the first movie at least, but this movie is just a very good time. I'm going to give Child's Play 2 a B+. Thank you guys so much for watching this review. Look forward to my next review of Child's Play 3 and Curse of Chucky and the Child's Play remake, which we'll be releasing on Thursday night. I think I'm going to see it Friday night, but yeah. You guys will see a review coming for it. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this review. You guys are the best. Love every single one of you. Look forward to more reviews that will be coming very soon. And as always, I am MarioFan520, and I will see you next time. Peace out.